Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Crawford. I'm the instructor of computer engineering here at Metropolitan Career Technical Center, and I'm also the supervisor for the Little Rock School District Computer for Kids program. Today I would like to introduce you all to the birth of a new dream machine, which at this point and forward we will name it the Phantom. And also, before we get started, I would like to introduce you to the students that are involved in the research and the development of this machine. First, we have here Austin Whitfield, Jesus Fleetis, Brandon Thomas, and Donald Crane.
Alright, so we have the 990FX UD3 motherboard, which houses the FM3 Plus socket. Here we have an 8-core AMD 9550 AM3 Plus. I'm sorry. You can see this is a gigabyte motherboard that supports SLI and Crossfire. It supports quad channel memory, 6 SATA ports, 20 plus 4 power. We got the 8 power over here. And we have the jumpers for the motherboard. Then we have the on-off charge PCI 2 lanes. Supports Dolby Home Theater. And
socket that the motherboard carries also supports overclocking for the AM3 FX9590 that we chose for this build, which can easily go up to 5 GHz at stock speeds. As also, the motherboard also has high temperature protection, humidity protection, electrostatic protection, and power failure protection. The memory of this build, we went with the HyperX Fury 8GB DIMMs, which in total adds up to 16 GB of DDR3 memory, which go at 1866 MHz. And right here is a Plexter PCI Express SSD. These kinds of SSDs are great for really fast storage transfers and such, due to the fact that it goes through the front side bus instead of the south side bus. The PCI Express SSD can be able to do data transfer speeds of about 500 to 600 megabytes per second.
here we have the GTX 780 Ti, which has 3 GB of GDDR5 memory. Here are the power connections, and this will be powered by our Seasonic 80 Plus power supply. It's
rated at 80 plus go efficiency. This does have come out. And over here, I mostly manage the cables here to improve airflow and efficiency whenever delivering heat out of the case. Since if you have lots of cables in your build, it'd be harder to mostly upgrade your system due to the fact that you have to go through the hassle of getting through the cables and such. And at the same time, if you have too many cables cluttered all over the place, the cables can create heat, and so it can choke the system from airflow. So I mostly made sure to have minimum cables coming through the system, and so that way we can have an easier access to getting to the hardware that we need to get.
Now here we have Jesus currently installing the water cooling radiator for this monster PC. As you can see here goes the mount that goes right on top of the CPU, made by Crosshair. Then right up here, snuggled at the top of the case, is our radiator, and this will dissipate the heat and keep our CPU nice and cool.
There's a little USB connector that you'll plug in here that you'll mostly, if I remember right, like it would go into one of the USB ports down in the motherboard that will power the radiator, and at the same time, if I remember right, it would bring power to the LED that mostly helps you have it change LED colors, and at the same time can see the temperatures. And this is what the build looks like once we're done working on the machine. And so it took us about a few hours to build, since we started around 3 o'clock and now it's 6 o'clock. And it took us a few hours because of the CPU heatsink, since we use a Corsair H100i, and then we also added some lighting, as you can see right here, to basically give it a good aesthetic appeal to certain people. And same time, since this case has a clear window, it'll look really good whenever you want to show off the build. And since this build is also powering a GTX 780 Ti, to those that do video editing or processes that require a lot of GPU heavy intensive work, the GPU will be able to handle a lot of things for quite a while, especially in programs like Sony Vegas, Adobe After Effects, and Adobe Premiere Pro that rely on GPU rendering, and especially with graphics cards that are made by
Everything looks good, guys. Now that's a beast.